welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new here. My name is Kristen, and I really feel like we are actually making progress this week, which is fantastic. So thank you for joining us, and follow along and see what we've been up to.
Smile upon your face, and I see something shimmering in your eyes. And they say if you want to glimpse the future, you need space. And you said you'll put down your morning guns. Would you follow me to wander?
So we transplanted it out, but it looked dead then. It's alive. Well, it was alive. It's dead again. What are you doing?
Recycling
Is this for inside, or are you just sheltering?
I'm sheltering out the rain. I picked this out of a skip. With the view to using it for broad beam pea support. It's quite a cool little like concertina type little fence. You can see that. So I'm just going to use it to support the stems of like the broad bean, bush beans, that sort of stuff. They stand up all out on their own, but they need a little bit of help.
So Marcus has pegged these down. Very impressed with his skills. I'm the least practical person here.
No arguments there. So I just had a reef knot in there, and I just made those frames that we got for the thing. I just broke a bit off of one of the bent ones, just made a tent peg. I'm just going to wedge it in the ground like that, so then
to wander, take my hand and walk beside me in a whirl of thunder. Fear is an imposter when you look at me this way.
they smell nice. The beans already, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They smell like beans. Sounds silly, I know.
No, opposed to the 6 months of supermarket vegetables, they smell really good. Well, more than 6 months, isn't it?
Find it hard to not give in. So the days became weeks, it felt just like
Hope you like broad beans.
You were slowly fading in my mind. When you left, I was so completely gone, but now I'm sure you were some of the best of things to find.
Got some more coming up here that have been planted. And then we've planted the bush bean providers. I planted some more the other day, so hopefully that's going to fill in the gaps down here.
I just need one or two more of those things. These.
Would you follow me to wander? If you're everything that matters to me, makes me wonder why I can't get over.
This is the area I'm wanting to clear up and clear a little bit so I can have an orchard or a food forest. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to come out, and also the wood that's fallen that I want to take through, I need access to stack it up. I finally got the wood chip finished all around the garden, which would be nice. And again, the wood chip will rot down and it will create soil, so if I do ever want to make wider beds or whatever, I just feel like I'm laying those foundations for the garden already. As I said before, I can't wait to get an actual fence up around, although I think I'm going to pull the garden more this way towards where I'm standing, and towards the food forest eventually. I'm really concentrating now on the compost and getting the compost sorted. Now that I've got the wood chip around the garden, I can really see the height level of the actual beds is low. We did put some on last autumn, some extra sort of compost, but it was our first year, so didn't have a huge amount. And we are slowly trying to build the soil. There's literally no soil on our property where we are. It is very, very rocky. So I'm attempting to get turning, because this has not been turned as much as it should, and try and make some room. Marcus wants to make some more compost bins, so I'm attempting to get it going and get some compost going. I figure if I get turning it now, then by the time we get to October we should have something usable. I started with trying to move the pile out of the way of where the existing composter is, so that I can actually access the oldest stuff. And then when Marcus makes the new compost beds, I'm able to move stuff. The fact there's stuff growing out the top of that surely means that it's good soil, so I'm taking that as a good one. But yeah, we've got all this room here. It's hidden from view, so it's a perfect place to put the compost. And as you can see, I've extended the wood chip all the way down to where that barrel is. Chickens are almost done. Marcus has started making the whiz bang chicken plucker. Again, this is something we started last year and we just didn't quite get there. There's no real soil this side of the garden. The grass really didn't grow. As you can see, it's very weedy. So we've really heavily run the chicken tractor around this area. And obviously, because it's so high in nitrogen, it's probably going to just kill everything to start with. But I'm hoping as time goes on, it is going to improve it. Yes, that looks like a good cup of tea. Excuse me while I go and drink it. So the girls have done an excellent job of mowing, and Marcus has moved the big blue tarps to hopefully he's going to use them as a weed suppressant over where the barn is going to go, where I'm just pointing to there. So yeah, hopefully we'll get the place a little bit cleared up, which will be lovely. The flower bed is growing massively, but I'm worried the herbs I've put in here are going to get a little lost, so I think we're going to plant up some in Dicey's garden, and we're probably going to plant some when I extend the garden down the bottom. We'll have some herbs down there as well. I've got a horseradish here that needs planting, but that's not going to be planted here because obviously that will need digging up and grow quite a lot. And the aim is to keep this a little bit wild here. There's some flowers here, so that's great for the bees. And we left it a little bit wild, so we've got some grass for the rabbits. But yeah, it's quite nice having this little domesticated part of the garden. Well, a little bit domesticated. It's got rabbits in, but you know, it's almost there. So the goats are starting to chew things down in here now, and I can't wait to get out here and start clearing. And yeah, it's a little bit more wild than I want it right now. If we can make a nice little orchard with some nice wild flowers in, that would be awesome. But I think it's going to be slow going, and as I said, we're going to have the woodshed in there as well, so I guess it's going to be a bit of a woody area. And here Marcus has managed to save my washing line from the tree that fell over during Fiona. So again, I want to sort of have some kind of weed suppressant up here and have it a bit gravelled or something up here so that we can get to the washing line without getting mucky and stuff in the winter. And obviously we want to bring the wood in this side of the house so that we're not having to traipse the wood all the way through the house this year. Bridget is just bringing the rabbits out. Appears to be one on the loose. It's jumped the box. Very cute little bunnies. It's so nice to see them out on grass and running around or hopping around. Very soft.
I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet, they settle down beneath my feet. I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson hanging on. Come sit here with me by the fire and let it go for a little while. So be here as the night starts falling. Let my fingers walk over your head. We got nothing to be scared of. I'd rather